What up, everybody? It's your girl July from Kickback Couture. Today I'm in Reason and I'm gonna show you how to make a tropical house style beat. So I've already grabbed some drums as a head start. These are coming straight from the Spider Demon drum kit and the Raven Wings drum kit. Boom Lightyear as well, to be specific. I can go over them later and I'll put them in the description. So I want to start with my kick, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a 4/4 pattern. Whoa, my words. All right, and let's just hear what we got going so far. Let's mute this hi-hat. Now right now my tempo is default to 156. I'm actually gonna bring that down to about 110, 115. And I like this 110 sound right here. This rhythm is gonna be great for me. Let's go ahead and get this going the rest of the way. Drum sequencer gang. Alright, and I have this clap here and a snare, a snap. I have a snap and a snare, whatever. You know what I mean? Alright, let's get this snap in here, which is on 3. And I like that. Just a little bit of variation, not too much, keeping it simple there. With this hi-hat, it's definitely way too loud if I'm going to use it. I actually would prefer not to use a hi-hat in this case. I'm going to opt out for doing that, and I have some loops inside of my Boom Lightyear drum kit and the percussion kit. And so if you don't know the backstory of this drum kit, I created it with children's toys, and I would like to use one of these loops inside. So let's go ahead and actually gonna create a Rex and put it in a Rex file. So instruments, built-in devices, Dr. Octo Rex loop player. Gonna drag it into the sequencer first and then bounce this to a Rex loop. Gotta double click on it first so that we see the slices, and then we can do it. So bounce, clip to Rex loop, and now it's right there in our self-contained sample files, and I'll just drag that in. And let's get rid of this so we don't have any phasing. Delete. And our Rex is down here, and I can affect it inside of the Rex. I like that rhythmic element that it adds. Alright, let's go ahead and add some sounds, some instrumentation. Now, let's go ahead and try to stick with some Reason sounds. So I'll go into Reason sounds, and I'm looking for plucks and mallets. I have some favorites in here, so let's go ahead and try those first. This one's nice sound here. Let's turn it down a bit. So let's go ahead and draw something in. I'm gonna start with a 2-bar loop in here. Gonna change my grid mode to grid so that it changes according to how much I'm zoomed in. And I'm just zooming in and out with G and H. This melody is gonna be fairly simple. I want it to sound tropical. You can go with either a minor or a major scale. It is completely up to you and your feel. Or you can go for a minor, which would be something like. And I'm kind of up in the air. I like both, so we can go back and forth if I don't like it. So let's try it. See, I pressed a wrong note here. Get rid of that. Let's add some top notes to these chords. Let's add a melody. I'm thinking since we're in C major, we can play around a bit. Bring that up an octave, and let's try reverse. Now, I love ID8 because it has this amazing flute in it, and I love this flute. You probably see me use it in every beat ever whatsoever, and there's no shame. So, let's I played it and I have my quantize settings on 1/16th and it's not 100% correct, so I'm gonna fix that here. And let's go ahead and utilize some multi-lane note edits so that I can see what's going on between all of these melodies, these two melodies in the chord specifically. Now this is a F, as we can see, so I want to play an F here as well, or I can follow the top line, which is a C, but I did that here too, so I don't want to do the same thing. And let's change this note to match the next chord, which is a G. I like that. We need to change this note. Let's bring this down an octave and actually match it with one of the chord notes. There's something I hear happening. So I hear this moving to a C, which is what the chord is at the root. So let's move this up. Now let's get rid of this second part here, and I will opt out for using what I did in the first half, although I do like this note here, so I'm going to keep this here and make this the right length, so about there. And we could change the color of this so that we could see it a bit clearer. This purple is really dark, and then I can take these notes, hold down Option on a Mac, Alt on a PC, and let's hear what this sounds like. I want to move this up an octave. Maybe. Yes, I like the direction that is going, although I would prefer to duplicate the length of this clip. Gonna zoom out, change my loop points, And let's go ahead and join these by pressing Command J on a Mac and Control J on a PC. And I want to bring this side up. So holding down Command and Shift and bringing that up. And let's hear what this sounds like, the flute. Bring this back down. Transformed our 4-bar loop into an 8-bar loop with that. Let's go ahead and find a cool bass sound. I want to go ahead and grab the Reason electric bass. So built-in devices, no, it will be Propeller Head software, and it'll be Reason electric bass. And let's see what we got in here. C major. So let's try high fuzzy. Bring down the volume a bit. Alright, I have a little idea in my head. I'm gonna put it down and we'll fix it if there are any mistakes. Alright, cool. Let's get this paired up against what I have for the flute. And you can pick and choose how you decide to match your notes. But in most cases you want to match it with your chords. You want your bass to follow the root of your chords. So I want to see that and the flute because I want to know what I can do with the bass off notes that might not necessarily match chord notes. So this is the chords here that we're looking at. We can zoom in a bit. Whoops. See that a bit clearer. Let's move this up and collapse the browser. And let's see what we have. I really like this note that we hit here, which we've already been hitting, so we're great. Let's try moving this up to an E, or down to an E. Let's try that E. Let's move this down to an F, following our flute here and also paying attention to the chords just a little bit. This is the next chord that we have here. Kind of lead into it. This one is good. I want to move this up to an E or down to an E. I think this E would be too high. Yeah, way too high. So we'll stick with that position. Octave. And I kind of skipped this on purpose because I thought it would sound good, but I don't like it without it. So I'm going to put it back. And let's zoom in a bit more and get it, I think, here. Let's see. Yeah. I'm loving how that sounds. So there we go. We have our bass. I'm gonna duplicate this over and let's hear what we have so far all together and see what elements we might be missing. Alright, I'm thinking we add one more sound to fill it out, maybe a pad sound. So let's go back into Reason sounds. I'm trying my best to stick with factory sounds from Reason, because there's a great selection of sounds, especially even if you don't have Suite. If you have the standard regular version, there's tons of things that you could choose from. So Reason sounds, let's go into pads and let's go. This has an ARP in it also. I really like that it has that element to it. I think ARPs are really good options for filling out melodics in these types of tracks. So I have these notes copied over. I'm gonna press Command J after selecting all of them. You can click on this first one and hold down Shift to select all of them. Click them individually, and then you can right click and hit join clips, or you can hit Command J to join them. Control on a PC, and I want these notes to all be legato. So I'm gonna delete these melody notes here and make these ones longer. Gonna hit Command A to select all of them. Control on a Windows, hit F8 to pull up the tool window, and here under the legato adjustments, I want them to be side by side, so I'm gonna hit apply. And let's hear what this sounds like solo. Let's check out some of this low end. Alright, within this pad, I want to add an effect. I'm going to go with synchronous. Let's create our own patch here. I want to do an evolving filter. So let's choose this one, the slowest speed, slowest rate, and let's do half. And I want to dial in, turn on the filter and dial in the effect. This is going to be the frequency. Let's go with this band pass will sound good. You can hear the sweeping. You can add some resonance. Not too much, but have fun with it. Let's add some reverb, some more verb, just a little bit. Add maybe some distortion, but not too much and not too drastic. Give it some more movement, and let's hear it in context. So all this beat is mixing is some mixing. So I'm gonna solo out the sounds one by one and mix them. I would like to sidechain this kick and bass. So on the back side, just flipping to the rack, I'm going to take this sidechain out and put it into the kick, and it's going to be kick 1. I know my template is kind of crazy, so kind of ignore that if it bothers you. And just putting that into the parallel of the kick, you can drag it however. Then we'll hop up to the mix channel. And on our bass track, which is here, fuzzy bass, gonna click on this dynamics button and turn the compressor on. Am I on the right track? I am. Cool. Let's bring the threshold back this way. We can bring up the ratio. Quicker release. Fast attack. Now with this bass, I actually want to filter some of the top end out. I don't necessarily like that twangy top. So for lack of a better descriptor, gonna filter that out. And let's add in some more sounds. Check this filter. We're already good with the low end on this. Didn't use a clap, didn't use a hat. We do have this percussion sound here, which I could rename, but I'm gonna leave it for now. This channel is also good, but get some of this out. Now I do have some synths set up already, and I have some reverb available to my disposal. If you would like to know how to use synths or the master section in general, I do have a playlist that will show you everything you need to know and answer your questions. It's a nice sound there. And this reverb is coming from the Kong. Nothing special. Alright, let's get these instruments added. We do have one more percussion sound here. And this. Let's EQ this low end out. Gonna collapse the dynamic section. Bring down the volume here. Also bring down the volume of this percussion loop. And here we have a flute, which I should rename this one for sure. Let's add that in. So if you like this, definitely let me know. Let me know what you would like to see next also. Check out the videos. I'll drop some in the cards that are pertinent to some of the things I mentioned. Even using Kong as an effect. So it's all culture, kick back, and cook up. Deep House next week.